Yeah, this is Billiam. Living in Florida, I wanted to pull up my socks and sandals and head straight into tourist country to eat at the kitschiest themed restaurants around. It seems that many of these themed restaurants typically found in tourist hotspots are dying out. Savannah and I didn't only go to Rainforest Café to see all those animals and Hard Rock Cafe and a giant guitar-shaped hotel, but we also wanted to visit some unique and dying locations as well. From the dinosaur animatronics at T-Rex Cafe and one of the final 3 Planet Hollywood restaurants in existence. So let's find out if these restaurants' theming is just a way to serve tourists Applebee's quality food at steakhouse prices, or if these places are truly able to offer a unique experience.
Also, I was in New York City the day before this video came out, so I wanted to do a quick run through of some of these restaurants' Times Square location just to see how different they can be.
These are tourist trap restaurants. Beginning with T-Rex Cafe from the designers and owners of Rainforest Café. First opened post-recession in 2008, you can call this a failed experiment because its second location in Kansas was closed in 2017. But the other remains in Disney Springs, Disney's shopping complex, a part of the Disney World Resort in Florida. On the exterior are fossil facades of a T-Rex and a Brachiosaurus type, which is an enormous model laid across the main entrance. I've never eaten inside, but I've been to Disney Springs 100 times, and it's one of the most notable landmarks here. Inside, the marquee T-Rex animatronic indicates the exact kind of wonky kitsch this place promises. I call his animation cycle uncomfortable, heavy breathing. It's actually astonishing how much better the big T-Rex used to look. What happened? I was honestly surprised at how many different animatronics and statues were inside. The back dining room had a forest theme with dinosaurs, reptiles, and bugs. Near the kitchen, the ice cave featured a cool blue light with stalactite-sized icicles and mammoth animatronics. In the front, near the gift shop, was a kind of planetarium theme with pterosaurs hanging from the ceiling. This area also featured a much smaller, better-looking T-Rex, though the bar was by far my favorite feature, with an aquarium underneath a giant purple octopus whose tentacles stretched out over the seats. Every 30 minutes, there's a light show in which the ice cave turns bright red and meteorite showers are projected onto the ceilings. Midday, enough light came into the restaurant to wash out the effect, but nonetheless, it was loud. The first thing we split was the Megalodon.
The Megalodon, ruler of the ancient seas. Oh, nasty word.
It includes rum, a different rum, vodka, blue curacao, grenadine, and a sweet and sour.
A little bit of coconut, a little bit of rum.
It tastes like a big, sweet drink. And I'm gonna have a headache after I drink it.
I like the little shark it was served with though.
That's a scary guy.
Because it's not a big chain, there weren't too many blogs online where I could find out what people's favorite dishes are. So we got the Supersaurus sampler, which comes with a selection of appetizers. Low-key, the best part was the Nashville hot boneless wings. Mostly, it tasted like pretty standard bottled barbecue sauce, but the wings definitely had a dry seasoning underneath, which gave it a good spice.
Okay, but I do like the kick on the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, we got the mozzarella sticks, also boneless.
The mozzarella sticks were dry.
Well, that just came right out.
They're the same.
They are the same cavity.
Same. I want to put them on my fingers. Don't play with your food.
Don't play with your food.
Don't play with your food.
If they don't want you to play with their food, why do they give you a toy with their drink?
The chili con queso was that gooey Velveeta quality.
A mott stick in the queso? What the hell, dude?
Cheese on cheese on cheese.
This is what samplers are all about.
Cheesy.
I picked up the flatbread and all the toppings came right off.
Overall, it's not as good as the Chili's Triple Dipper, but it cost 3 times as much. Now, the Boneyard Buffet is what I feel like you have to get while you're here. You want to feel like Fred Flintstone at the T-Rex Cafe. That's what you desire. With a half rotisserie chicken and a rack of St. Louis spare ribs, it's a great dish to split. The ribs were tender and fall off the bone just the way I like it, but the sauce was lathered on like an inch thick, which was just a bit too much for my liking. I like there to be more rib than sauce. Though maybe that was a good thing considering how plain the rotisserie was. The dark meat was super tender, but the seasoning added nothing and the breast meat was totally dry.
This bird is plain Jane.
It could have been better. Overall, all, you could have a meal just as good at Applebee's for half as much, but then you wouldn't have the dinosaurs around you. As a kid, I would have been obsessed with this place. There's a unique Build-A-Bear on the inside, which lets you build a dinosaur. But at 30, I'm noticing the animatronics look as tired and dried out as I do. It's a fun alternative to Landry's other restaurant, Rainforest Café, but Rainforest feels like a more polished, fully realized concept.
I sure am sleepy with all of the traveling and heavy eating we've been doing, but luckily today's video is sponsored by Manta Sleep. I've been getting the best sleep I've ever had.
Of course you have, Billy. That's the Manta Silk Sleep Mask.
Mr. Manta, it feels so luxurious and easy to adjust. You've really outdone yourself.
And comfortable for a side sleeper like yourself.
So true. Hey, who's that guy?
Oh, that's the Mantis. He misread the casting call, but we like him, so we let him hang.
I'm sure glad this mask has the tapered eye cups. I don't want to look like him.
They also help you relax and get into a nice deep sleep.
Totally. 100% blackout. That's why I wear it every night.
Also, the mask is machine washable. It's as easy as falling asleep. Go to mantasleep.com and use the code Billiam for 10% off your order.
Thanks to Manta Sleep. Now back to the video.
I just want to give a shout out to two things. First of all, Savannah and I are starting a new YouTube channel together. It's called Billy and Savannah, or BS for short. Our first video is reviewing franchise cookbooks. We're talking about the Sonic the Hedgehog cookbook, the Game of Thrones cookbook, the Office cookbook. They make so many of these, and we're wondering if they're actually good or if they're just quick cash grabs for these franchises. Second of all, I wanted to give a shout out to our Billiamaires, our patrons, our gold level patrons, whose names are on screen now. Thank you so much for the support, you guys. We have a lot of extra footage from the first BS video that we're going to be posting to the Patreon. It's like over an hour of bonus content. So if you want to see that, go subscribe to Patreon today, our Patreon, I mean. Next up, also at Disney Springs, we have Planet Hollywood. Founded in 1991, Planet Hollywood had over 60 locations at its peak, but it's been downsized to just 3 locations worldwide. Like Hard Rock, Planet Hollywood also has hotels and resorts, but unlike Hard Rock, these locations do not have a Planet Hollywood restaurant inside, so the brand lives on as the restaurant dies.
Sound like another planet? It is.
Go in Hollywood, baby. Go in Hollywood.
In the 1990s, Planet Hollywood flaunted its celebrity investors and partners at every opening, where the likes of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Demi Moore, and Bruce Willis would often be in attendance. Where Hard Rock Café showcases music memorabilia, Planet Hollywood does the same with movie memorabilia, which covers nearly every wall in the restaurant.
What a lot of people don't know is when they filmed Toy Story, the props for the toys were actually this big.
Entering the Disney Springs location, you're immediately greeted by a statue of Arnold from Terminator 3 with his screen-used costume.
When you're allowed in here, you know you've made it.
Right off the bat, the 2016 redesign just completely destroyed any whimsy and charm this location used to have. Look at the new logo. That looks like Planet Fitness, not Planet Hollywood. Aside from the dome, the exterior mostly blends in with the rest of Disney Springs brick and beige. It's a travesty. The old location featured a blue sphere exterior and a complimentary sign on the waterfront, but the new location features a menu by Guy Fieri. Planet Hollywood is the only restaurant we went to where instead of finding suggestions on what to eat online, we found warnings. And as soon as we walked in, we saw this giant ice cream dessert sitting on an empty table completely untouched. Not a good sign. The dome shape is a compliment to the interior's main dining hall, which features a planetarium-style projection on the ceiling that plays montages paying tribute to popular movie genres. We were not seated in this location and had to watch all of the action on a TV above our table.
Whoa! That's me! Oh my god, it's my birthday!
I can't believe I missed the tribute to the superhero movie genre on the big screen.
Oh my god, it's Red Arrow! It's Regular Man! Who the fuck are these? Oh my god, it's Deck of Cards! No way, it's the Ninja! Oh,
it's Iron Wing. Professor Weird. That's just Thor. Yeah, he's public domain. Superhero.
This is the only other restaurant we got an appetizer sampler at, which I think is what happens when you don't have a notable menu. Though the high roller sampler itself is notable because of the serving stand, which is this absurd Ferris wheel design.
This is the high roller sampler. What are they doing here at Planet Hollywood?
No, it does not rotate, which is a huge disappointment.
This is how I have to turn this thing.
So if you're splitting this with people, you either have to pick it up and physically rotate it, have everyone else move around this thing, or take off the plates yourself, leaving the Ferris wheel to consume your table space.
What are they doing here?
So how are these samples? Well, we had to start with the world famous chicken crunch, which are just chicken tenders, which isn't bad, but they are bad.
It's very chewy.
First of all, the breading did not crunch. It was thick and chewy.
And then there's like, where's the crunch?
It's kind of dry. It's not crunchy. And it's not tender.
And it had a light sweetness to it that was not expected or appreciated. Combined with the Creole mustard sauce, I have to ask, what the fuck? Because it tasted like cereal.
Cereal? It's like mustard. It's sweet. It's fine. It's dry.
Now, the buffalo wings and fried jumbo shrimp achieved an expected standard with these items. The Texas tostadas weren't bad, essentially covered with standard nacho toppings, but overpowered by a barbecue sauce. I'm glad it was a sampler serving size.
You have to fucking stand to eat that.
Here, I'll stand. All right. Is it good? It's pretty mid. And putting the most mid meal on the top, that's kind of whack.
So you can't look at it.
I was actually surprised by the guac. It tasted really fresh, and even after our waitress took the high roller, I kept the guac to finish every bite. Now, we'll have some gimmicky food on this journey, but the LA lasagna is by far the most egregious. Instead of being prepared traditionally, this lasagna has a giant penne-shaped layer of pasta with a giant hunk of meat in the middle, which is then deep fried. It was near flavorless. It's lesser than a prepackaged oven-made lasagna, but the texture was much better than a frozen lasagna. The pasta is not overcooked, and the meat and ricotta on the inside is pleasant to bite into. But boy oh boy, is this just a joyless dish. Simply putting breadcrumbs on top of a regular lasagna would have been better. This dish inspires hatred in me. Fieri's Chicken Guy is owned by the same parent company, and the burgers and sandwiches on the menu all feature his name. Some people on the internet recommended the bacon mac and cheese burger, so that's what I got. I've had mac and cheese burgers before. It's a common gimmick food, but after taking one bite of this, I definitely decided I hate them. Cheese on its own adds so much more to a burger than mac and cheese. The pasta dilutes the cheese flavor, making the pasta taste like flavorless filler when contrasted with every other ingredient. The crispy onions were the best part, but honestly would have added more to a standard cheeseburger. It's too much and nothing stands out. Horrible. I'm not over exaggerating. Finally, we had to get one of those absurd milkshakes because this is what this place is known for. This is the Strawberry Big Bang Shake, which comes complete with a lollipop on top and a whole slice of vanilla cake. The sugar sprinkle mixture on the side is decoration only, and it is not meant to be eaten. You can scrape it off, but what you're left with is flavorless dust. The shake itself felt more like melted ice cream than a milkshake texture. It was slightly disappointing, but my fat ass slurped it down anyways because the true hate I feel is for myself.
Something about this is very flawed. Not this on the outside being inedible, not the ice flakes inside the ice cream. It's this goddamn sucker. How the hell, like, I want this last, like, all over my hand?
You gotta take it home. It's a little souvenir.
But, like, what, am I to do this?
No, you were supposed to put it in long ways.
Yay!
Because we had such a bad experience, I do feel a need to say that every waiter and employee we came in contact with was great. They were kind and attentive.
Feels so bad. Everything's great, thank you.
It's the menu that's a problem. No one in the building.
What I love about Disney Springs is Planet Hollywood's playing a song, and there's a live band over there playing another song. It's like... Here we are in Times Square, the tourist trap capital of the world. We got invited to the red carpet at Planet Hollywood.
They Ain't that just something?
Ain't that just perfect?
Now, Planet Hollywood in Times Square is the restaurant's original location, and walking inside was pretty depressing.
I can't believe we made it to the original Planet Hollywood. This is where it began. Arnold Schwarzenegger founded this place. He was an initial investor with Bruce Willis and Sylvester Stallone and Demi Moore.
Demi.
Yeah.
Demi.
Look what you've done, Demi.
The once eccentric restaurant has been remodeled into something resembling a classy bar, but it's not, and without the kitsch, it just ends up feeling uninteresting and soulless.
Like 100%, this place is so soulless now. Where's the big Woody?
Memorabilia was nowhere to be seen, and as you enter, you're greeted by a low-resolution wall of AI-generated paparazzi. What are we doing?
It's the AI paparazzi wall. Oh my god. They have the Mouseco camera. They have Mouseco. They have Conan. That was one of Arnold's movies. Dude, it's Paul Simon.
That's Kim Jong-un.
Our final restaurant at Disney Springs is Rainforest Café.
Your adventure is about to begin. Discover the mystery and intrigue of a tropical rainforest as you explore exotic beverages and incredible cuisine.
Which first opened in the Mall of America in Minnesota in 1994. Now owned by Landry's, the first prototype was built by Steven Schussler in his home with thousands of feet of wire. During the 1990s, it became one of the most profitable themed restaurant concepts. The location at Disney Springs, previously downtown Disney, opened in 1996 with its iconic volcano centerpiece, which, as of 2026, is arguably the most iconic landmark in the complex. Like every Rainforest location, there's a thunderstorm show every 30 minutes on the inside, but in Disney Springs, the volcano erupts a ball of fire every 30 minutes, which can be seen from several prominent points. Of all of our restaurants today, I definitely have the most memories of going here as a kid, as my family ate at the Sawgrass Mills location a handful of times.
This is the Rainforest Cafe I came to as a kid. I came here all the time, as in 2, maybe 3 times. I have toucans on my shirt. There's a toucan right there.
Heading down south for a doctor's appointment, I stopped by and was sad to see the crocodile animatronic I most associate with the restaurant was nowhere to be seen. But Disney Springs still has it in a better location, being honored on a pedestal on the northeast side of the volcano, in a waterfall. This is also where I saw some kids getting escorted out by security. And a funny thing happened while we were here. I was taking pictures and video while we waited for our table to be ready, and I was asked to photograph somebody's engagement. I was happy to. So congratulations to Michael and Lindsay on your engagement. What a wonderful Rainforest Cafe experience. We were also joined by Animal Crossing YouTube queen Raven, aka Froggy Crossing, and her boyfriend Ricky, aka Captain Quack.
I didn't know you knew a duck.
I know all of them. We met at a pond. I have oats in my pocket, always. Just in case.
Inside, there are a ton of animal statues and a big Atlas-type sculpture that says "Save the Rainforest," as Rainforest Cafe has definitely marketed itself as environmentally conscious.
Rainforest Café.
When you're saving 1 can, you're saving 2 cans.
The animatronics are the stars. There's the talking tree, giant elephants, and my favorite, the gorillas, who all have their own personality. There was the one with the creepy light up eyes, and the one that barely functioned, just sort of jerking his hand. And this guy who's having trouble catching up to his friends and needs to chill for a second. I think the aquariums have an underappreciated finishing touch that makes the whole place just feel that much more alive. And everything goes apeshit every 30 minutes, all while I'm trying to enjoy my drink.
This is terrifying. We're in the jungle. The elephant's going crazy. Nothing can stop a charging elephant. Not even the cheetah-rita.
The Cheetah Rita, which was simply too sweet for me. It tasted like straight simple syrup. Our waitress recommended the Korean fried chicken lettuce wraps. Overall, it was pretty good. The spice level was good, the sweet pineapple complemented the spice rather than taking over the flavor, and the fresh green onions and lettuce added a much needed crunch. Because these glorified saucy nuggets were soggy.
Not as crispy as I'd like.
You got a lettuce, so it's healthy.
It's wild. The storm has gone, and now I could eat my
pastelaya.
I thought the taste was really good. It nailed that Cajun smoky flavor you'd want from a dish like this, but the chicken and shrimp were pretty tough. The sausage carried for sure.
It tastes like I'm at the Rainforest Café. That's what I'll say. It's a $30 dish, though. My money has gone towards the elephant behind me.
Now, the tropical salmon and coconut shrimp felt like it had the opposite issue. Everything was cooked really well, but the flavor left so much to be desired. We did a poll at the table, and everyone agreed the coconut shrimp tasted like cereal.
I'm getting cereal. That is my first cereal.
We'll have other coconut shrimp in this video, but this was distinctly a Rainforest Cafe issue.
Cereal.
I'm a shrimp hater. I don't believe these people when they say that it tastes like cereal. There's no way that that's actually possible, so we're putting it to the test. They were right.
The salmon itself was well cooked, super tender, but it left a lot to be desired. I did like the island rice. It was a sweet rice with some decent spices, but it did not save the dish.
It is happening again. It is happening again.
Now, we had to get the iconic sparkling volcano, which I was so disappointed to see is no longer served with sparklers on top. But looking around at the restaurant, I cannot imagine how much dust is trapped up in the fake foliage, and I cannot imagine how difficult it is to clean up there and how much of a fire hazard sparklers would be.
I love theatrics.
Taking the first bite. I've had this same dish in a million places, but the rock candy, it gives it a little bit of that wild flavor that you've gotten used to at the Rainforest Cafe.
But without the sparklers, what's even the point? Eating this food with an elephant screaming in my ear, I kept conceptualizing the most absurd person on earth who must surely exist. You can Uber Eats from most Rainforest cafes, which just makes me think, who's gonna pay for the overpriced food and not sit inside the restaurant? Are there people who love the food at Rainforest Cafe, but just can't stand the theming?
Applebee's quality food in an Applebee's plus location.
Its cast of characters, including Cha-Cha the Frog, are iconic in their own niche kind of way. So more than any other restaurant we're going to, I really feel like this place has embedded itself in the nostalgic mind's eye of its customers. Getting out of Disney Springs and headed for I-Drive, we have another famous frog at Señor Frogs. First opening in Mazatlan, Mexico in 1971, with just over 20 locations, Señor Frogs can be found in beach towns across the US, as well as in Mexico and the Caribbean. It's a combination club and family dining establishment. The mascot is that frog you keep hearing about, and the food, of course, is that traditional Tex-Mex you're so familiar with. There's a DJ, a colorful dining hall, a dance floor. They were doing trivia for free shots when we got there. People were getting balloon hats, but we were seated so far away from the party. The sign says food and fiesta, but with a barrier of foliage, we felt left out of the fiesta.
So they're doing TV show trivia over there, and because of where they sat us, we can't participate. Like, you're supposed to run up there if you know the answer, but we can't get up there first.
We gotta jump through over like 3 tables.
It's Arthur. If I was there, I could have gotten that. Whatever.
He's feeling FOMO
I
heavily.
am feeling FOMO. Like, we're trying to talk about the experience, but I guess this could be an experience people get, as you were ostracized.
Nothing that a few absurdly tall drinks couldn't help. We got the Bahama Mama and the Señor Frog, which were the sweetest drinks we got on this trip. Instant hangover, you can only have one.
Fresh Prince.
But they all know.
Yeah, but I would have.
You also know.
There fast.
I would have loved a free shot if I was able to get to the DJ in time to answer the trivia, but it was first come, first serve. We would have had to jump over the barrier to participate.
We came to Señor Frogs, but still weren't invited to the party.
Though they do have the best souvenir cup we procured on this journey.
But you do kind of have to take it off the table, but I don't mind. FOMO is fuck right now.
We can't even see what's going on. It's college night. They know we're pushing 30.
And next up, we got the carne asada nachos. And I'm not gonna lie, after those drinks, these hit so hard. The chopped beef texture elevated this junk food so much. That cheese was neon yellow. It was sloppy and I loved it wholeheartedly.
I mean this in a complimentary way. It's like trashy nachos that you crave when you're drunk.
I love Mexican street corn, but they were a little heavy-handed with the tahini, and there wasn't enough cotija cheese for my liking. A slightly better balance, and these would have been great. Now, I read in so many places that the enchiladas are what you get here, and I was a little disappointed. The salsa verde tasted great with the perfect amount of tang, but not too acidic, and the red sauce was peppery and nice. It was the enchilada itself that was kind of boring. Somehow, the Mexican rice and refried beans were fucking excellent and stole the show over the enchiladas. Now, as the night went on, some of the party did come to us. We had a photographer take our picture and offered us printed photos for $20 and quote, only $15 for each additional photo, which he already printed out. Then he showed us this AI variant, which I was able to avoid laughing at. I was like, wow, I've never seen that before. Can I take a picture? And he said, yeah. The cup's supposed to say Señor Frogs, and it just says, yeah.
There's an assortment of corny signs everywhere on the ceiling. Margaritas, just like mom used to make. Divorce, future tense of marriage. You don't know anything about a woman until you meet her in court. What kind of clientele are they trying to get?
And even though we weren't in the thick of the party, we still had the cops get called on us. We ordered churros and they brought it to us on a helicopter serving tray, which was fun and ridiculous. And Planet Hollywood can't help but to catch a few strays because this helicopter rotated.
Thank you!
The churros were sweet and crispy and easily the best dessert we've had on our expeditions. Now, shortly before leaving, the balloon guy did come over to us. Savannah got a crown, I got a frog balloon hat.
Perfect. Can I get your Venmo? I no longer feel left out. Just, you know, geographically left out. The party's still happening over there. But they were nice. They gave me a balloon hat.
Apparently after 9 or 10, this place gets pretty popping on the dance floor. Savannah danced on the dance floor with the staff who was forced to do a show for us. Even the staff was invited to the party.
Hi guys, my name is Adrielle and hello from Señor Frogs.
I'm not even gonna lie, we had a great time at Señor Frogs.
Viva la rice and beans.
Yes, officer?
Excuse me, have you been drinking this evening?
Aren't you the guy who delivered my churro?
Heading to Universal's City Walk, our next restaurant also has just over 20 locations. Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. As a Floridian, Jimmy Buffett was a constant in my life, and Margaritaville is your one-stop shop for parrot heads. Based on the 1977 song and originally opening in Key West in 1985, the Margaritaville brand has expanded into frozen meals, cruise ships, and resorts. The location in Universal Orlando's City Walk features a nautical flair, complete with an outdoor bar called the Lone Palm Airport, which has become home to Buffett's seaplane, the Hemisphere Dancer.
They were just playing Everybody Wants to Rule the World from the Tears for Fears album, Songs from the Big Chair.
The inside of the restaurant features a flamboyant hodgepodge of tropical imagery. It's not quite the Pacific, Florida, or the Caribbean. It's Margaritaville. There's oversized taxidermy-style fish sculptures, tons of Easter eggs for Buffett's albums and songs, and a modest volcano which goes off every half hour.
Oh my God, it goes in there! It's all volcano runoff.
Werner Herzog was recently seen eating at Margaritaville, Hollywood. Let's hope that's not a bad sign considering the man once ate his own shoe. Starting, we had to get some drinks. All of the menu items make me believe Jimmy Buffett's career was working towards making a restaurant, because so much of it is naturally named after a song like the 5 o'clock somewhere.
Rudy, this is me before I finish my 5 o'clock somewhere.
It tasted better because it was in a blender.
And you know what really bothers me? If it's 12:30, it's not 5 o'clock anywhere. This is the perfect margarita.
Not too sweet or too sour. I would stop in again for one of these in a heartbeat.
It's just a margarita.
But is it perfect?
It's, you know, it is.
Dare I say, the perfect margarita.
It kind of is.
Now, the volcano nachos were a serious appetizer for real eaters only, and I couldn't finish it.
A little smaller than I expected, am I right?
Even with 4 people at our table, we barely put a dent in them, which is a bummer because they're actually really good. It became really hard to eat because of its size.
Like, it's like a Jenga tower. I feel like if I pull from the wrong spot, it's all gonna come crumbling down.
Now, the lava shrimp is that boom boom bang bang style shrimp that all the people go gaga over. It began as a signature of Bonefish Grill, but now everyone does it. When done right, I can get really into these, but at Margaritaville, the first flavor that jumped out at me was the oil, so that's pretty low tier for me, unfortunately.
Hey, happy International Women's Day. Oh, wow.
Well, International Women's Day at Margaritaville.
I'm a woman. I'm a woman. International Women's Day at Margaritaville.
If you're not celebrating International Women's Day at Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville at Universal City Walk in 2026, then you hate women. This is the cheeseburger in paradise.
Now, the cheeseburger in paradise was probably the best burger I had on this expedition. It was a solid classic cheeseburger with that fall apart texture that you only really get with fresh ground beef. However, I have a Buffett complaint. This does not match the recipe in the song. According to the lyrics on the official Jimmy Buffett website, the ingredients are as followed: a big warm bun and a huge chunk of meat, medium rare, an onion slice, lettuce and tomato, Heinz 57, a big kosher pickle, with the oft misheard lyric of Munster cheese. He doesn't say mustard, he says Munstered be nice. This burger's not served with Heinz 57 or Munster cheese. It's the Paradise burger sauce and American cheese, which makes it a better burger than the one described in the song, but it's not lore accurate.
He also says in the song not to be too precise, so I'm being an asshole.
The fish tacos were solid and named after my favorite Jimmy Buffett song. Having fish tacos at the Margaritaville restaurant at Universal Orlando Resort. How does he come up with those lyrics? The fish was super tender and it had a great fresh taste. I would definitely not complain if I ate these again in my life. I hope I do. Honestly, I thought we had a pretty damn good meal at Margaritaville.
It's nobody's fault. It's somebody's fault. He changes the lyrics whenever he plays it. Sometimes it's my own damn fault. Sometimes it's nobody's fault, but he just said it's somebody's fault. How do you know this? Because I'm from Florida. Get this guy. Get this guy.
I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I liked the live music, the theming was fun, and they even had a balloon artist walking around on stilts, so we had to get Savannah a flamingo hat.
This is me after my 5 o'clock somewhere. I get what he means. I get what Jimmy Buffett means. I get what he was all about.
Finally, the key lime pie was fantastic. We devoured it, and even though Key West is 8 hours away, we felt like we were there. Sweet, tangy, slice of perfection. Not bad, Jimmy, not bad.
The Margaritaville in Times Square is inside the Margaritaville Resort Hotel, whose signature giant flip-flop is in the lobby. Instead of a giant volcano, this location has a giant Statue of Liberty holding a margarita glass. The ceiling is filled with Jimmy Buffett-themed clouds. It's honestly a little surreal to see the tropical environment contrasted with Times Square visible from the glass box windows.
Jimmy, the disco margarita glass is so appreciated. We miss you every day.
So they'll base a restaurant off of a song and they'll base one off of a movie because Bubba Gump has over 30 locations worldwide.
Bubba Gump, the restaurant, convinced me as a kid that Forrest Gump was based on a true story.
After all, the shrimp company from the movie is real. You can go there. Like the shirt in the gift shop says, my mama says I'm special. First opening in 1996 in Monterey, California, Bubba Gumps are typically found in oceanfront locations. At the time of its release, Forrest Gump was one of the highest grossing movies of all time and had a robust merchandising line afterwards.
When the restaurant first opened, people jokingly called it Planet Gump in reference to Planet Hollywood. But ironically,
Tom Hanks has never been photographed or reported to have stepped foot inside of a Bubba Gump's, despite images of his face being everywhere in the restaurant.
Tom Hanks has never set foot in this location. Not one time. Unless we don't know about it.
The theme of the restaurant is just the movie. If you haven't seen it, it would be a theming disaster, with images of the characters and decor from Forrest's childhood home in Alabama and his shrimping boat. Outside of the Universal location is the bench Forrest sits on during the whole movie, and you can even put your feet in his shoes. The gift shop is also filled with references to the movie. Our waiter was doing Forrest Gump impressions, and they do in fact sell a shirt that says "Mama says I'm special." I don't know if they're allowed to do that.
Mama always said, Mama.
I found this promo video where they hired a stand-in to play Forrest, and it's funny on too many different levels.
Life is like a box of Chipotle barbecued shrimp.
That must be the real Forrest Gump from real life that Tom Hanks was playing in the movie. It's based on a real story, see?
I'm not a smart man.
From my observations, everyone in the restaurant was familiar with the movie. Why are there so many signs saying "I gotta pee" alongside Dr. Pepper logos? Well, that's because Forrest drank 15 Dr. Peppers when he met JFK, and he told that president he has to pee. I haven't seen this movie in maybe 15 years, but when our waiter came up to do trivia, I was reminded how many times I watched this movie on cable TV as a kid.
What did he tell JFK?
He's gotta pee.
I gotta pee.
I must have seen it 15 times. Savannah and I both got drinks. The Rum Forest Rum, which tasted like fruit punch, and Jenny's Pink Lemonade.
This is Jenny's Pink Lemonade, which is just a crazy name for the drink. Like, you know, Forrest was thinking about her pink lemonade the entire movie.
They know what they were doing when naming this drink.
There's a maraschino cherry at the bottom of Jenny's Pink Lemonade that I gotta get to. Sometimes getting your mouth in there helps get the cherry out of the bottom. Mama always
So everything we got to eat was shrimp. Steamed shrimp, fried shrimp, that's the whole bit. The Shrimper's Heaven was a sampler of fried shrimp, which was wholly unimpressive. Even with all of the sauces, all three varieties, standard fried shrimp, coconut shrimp, and tempura shrimp, completely and utterly missed. Just plain, uninteresting flavor. But holy shit. The Shrimper's Net Catch, which is shrimp steamed in beer with both a Cajun and garlic variety, are some of the best peel and eat shrimp I've ever had. It takes a lot for me to say that. The garlic flavor was a nice punchy compliment, but the Cajun flavor smacks you in the mouth. It's so fucking good. This is the only menu item from any of the restaurants we've gone to that I have continued to think about after eating. I will be back to Bubba Gump to get this shrimp. It's fantastic. We even dipped the fried shrimp in the sauce from this shrimp just to get a little bit more of it. It was shrimp on shrimp. I'm craving this right now. For entrees, we got the po' boy, which, like the shrimp in the sampler, lacked flavor. Even with the bang bang boom boom pee pee poo poo sauce, the star of the dish became the lettuce and tomato, which should not be the case. But the shrimp scampi was totally baller. The lobster butter sauce had me dipping the garlic bread into the dish for every last drop. Super good. Finally, we had to get the ooey gooey box of chocolates lava cake, which was disappointingly like every lava cake I've ever had. So I guess Mama was wrong, because you know exactly what you're gonna get.
It's the streak across the plate that I would not recommend.
The wipe. Mama's wipe.
You love shit jokes. That's like your signature.
I'm low-key surprised at how much I liked Bubba Gump. I'm not a Forrest Gump hater, but this is one of the weakest themed restaurants there is. But that Shrimper's Net Catch shrimp, I will be back.
You probably thought I was holding that guitar. It's actually a really big guitar. We're at the Hard Rock Café at Universal City Walk, and not only does this thing have a giant guitar, but it also looks like the Colosseum from Rome. It's got a lot going on. But we're not even eating here. So we could end our journey across the river at City Walk at their Hard Rock Café, which is shaped like the Roman Colosseum for some reason. The bar has this weird chapel decor over a spinning pink Corvette, but we could do better. The Hard Rock Café is one of the oldest themed restaurants on our list and arguably kickstarted the whole trend. Beginning in London in 1971, patrons were surrounded by a collection of star-owned rock and roll memorabilia, which is still their shtick today. That belongs to Mick Jagger. What does he do if he wants to wear it?
Hard Rock is easily the biggest chain of themed restaurants. There are over 170 locations worldwide, which is more than every other restaurant we talked about combined. So the Seminole tribe of Florida now owns the brand, which has been expanded into concert venues, hotels, and casinos, with their flagship location being in Hollywood, Florida.
Here we are at the Hard Rock Hotel in Hollywood, Florida. This is way bigger than that little dingy Coliseum at City Walk. We had to show you guys this. This is absurd. You can see this from airplanes. You see it from every highway down here. I grew up here, and I feel like this is now the most notable thing in the place I grew up. There's shopping, there's multiple restaurants, and of course, it's a huge casino. This is a monument to hedonism, but I want to stay here. I want to stay here so badly. Now let's get a burger and fries. We came here to get a burger and fries.
The Guitar Hotel was built in 2019 and has since become a local landmark, sitting on the 100-acre property. Parking in the garage, it felt like we walked a mile inside of the hotel, filled with music memorabilia, fine dining restaurants, casino floors, all the way to the little Hard Rock Café located just outside the live music venue. It felt like just a step above the food court. Starting off, we had to get the one night in Bangkok shrimp, which is their version of the bang bang, boom boom, clang 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 goes the trolley shrimp. Hard Rock's rendition is pretty damn good. My expectation is immediately to taste oil, but the shrimp is the star here, and I think the coleslaw served under it is absolutely a perfect complement. The green onions and tortilla strips add a ton, when typically fresh garnish like this just disappears into a dish completely. This is top tier bang bang boom boom meow meow woof woof shrimp. Next up, we got the legendary smash burger. This was pretty good, but honestly, I find the attempts to improve upon a simple smash burger with your typical ingredients to be a challenge. Like, we don't need the bacon and the bacon onion jam, and we don't need the bacon onion jam and your standard burger sauce. That feels like a one or the other kind of thing. And finally, we got the famous fajitas with grilled chicken and steak. Instead of an overpowering fajita sauce, the star of the show was the meat, the peppers, and the onions, all of which had a great grill flavor. These really surprised me, and I would absolutely get these again.
And here we are at the Hard Rock Café in Times Square. We're gonna get some drinks.
The Hard Rock Café in New York City definitely has a more classic rock-centric collection of memorabilia, with tons of Beatles and Bob Dylan around the walls. The staircase down into the restaurant has its own giant guitar.
It's big. It's not that big.
There's also a stage inside of the restaurant, which will often have live performances. Because we didn't get drinks at the Guitar Hotel, we took it as an excuse to do so here.
All right, this is the Hurricane at the Hard Rock. It tastes like Sunny D. It's like citrusy, but there's no acid in it. It's like Sunny D. I don't think that's a good thing.
Look how giant this thing is. It's a good night. Oh, very sweet.
Yeah.
Tropical. I get what you mean by the Sunny D. Sunny D and rum. Yum, yum. It's a flavor I just thought of.
This is the Tiki Royale. I like that a lot better than the Hurricane. I like it when the alcohol comes through. I really do. Pretty good. This is the Jalapeno Peach Mezzarita. It's okay. Sometimes I like when jalapeno comes through a drink. Sometimes I don't. It's smoky. It's a little spicy. It's not bad, but I don't love it.
Honestly, the Hard Rock Café was a great meal. So anyways, we've wanted to do a big tourist trap video about the whole state of Florida for a while now. It's not what we're working on in the immediate future, but if you have ideas for things you want us to go look at, please let us know. We love getting tourist trapped. It's our semi-annual, biannual, annual tradition. And as always, see ya. And a quick reminder to check out Savannah and I's new YouTube channel now. Our first video's live. Thanks.